Welcome to the village. It is Randoms with Dire Buttons, and yes, it feels like it's been a long time that we've spoken, that we've dropped excerpts of the podcast. But today we're doing something, we're doing the same thing. And so I just want to, run through all that we've done in the past. You need to catch up on the podcast, which is available on Podroom. It's also available on iHeart. It's also available on Google Podcast, on Apple Podcast, and Anchor, as a matter of fact, which happens to be our host. Shout out to all of them. And shout out to everyone who has been keeping up to date with this podcast. I really, you have a button in my heart. All right, so remember, you can always check out the sports episode, the Aboki FX saga. You know how that I had Oyeshola, who did expressly well. He did justice to it. And how that I also had Dobra Commander, on relationship matters. Red flag. Where we get to talk about red flag. Today we're talking about friendship. We're talking about friendship. Your friend, how you get to support them. How that there is a circle in another circle. And how that no matter how much you try, you can't have the best of friends. You can only have friends. How that a lot of people who you call friends are just acquaintances. Over time, I have come to realize that you have more of acquaintance than friends. Shout out to everyone who has been a huge supporter, a huge fan of this podcast. I really, like I said, you have a button in my heart. But sometimes I just wonder how much I go through for this person, and this person can't do the same for me. Sometimes I wonder how you can literally give your heart to this particular person just to make sure that this person is satisfied. But it doesn't work like that. So why exactly are we friends? Why are we fooling ourselves? Why can't we just have a perfect relationship? Imagine having 20 friends. Well, brings me to the adage, 20 friends can never be friends with each other for 20 years. But I can break that adage and tell you that I have friends that I've been with for 20 years and we're still friends. And at the same time, I have friends that we've been with, or acquaintances that we've been with for 20 years and they are no more. Not because some of them have passed away, or because some just decides to walk away. They're literally no more. So sometimes I just ask myself, how we devote our time to, to spend time with each other, but it just ends up in shadows. It's sad, but it's the truth. So what exactly do you need to do? How do you need to get through all of these things? How do you need to cope? When things like this happens, what do you do? When things like this happens, how do you get over it? When things like this happen, how do you push yourself out of that box and not be depressed? Or not blame yourself? Or technically not just tell yourself, and I thought this person was my friend. I thought this person just live a free life. There's more to come. I might be having someone on this particular episode. So you need to just Check it out. And remember, you can always support the podcast, support me on Podroom. You can get to chat with me. You can get to support me. The link is always available when you go through it. There's a link in my bio which you can just click on, and you can always check on podroom.life.com, and search for randoms with Diabottins, and you get to talk. And on that note, I say welcome to the village.